The government has been giving out money to businesses, but Black people didn't know. So
Right.
Diddy and I started the OurFairShare.com to educate all of these business owners. Guess who business owners? Like I said, DJs, makeup artists, hairstylists, barbers, like
You're a
all of the
business.
people that make our community run, and the things that we do. These are legitimate businesses. But because we did not know in the past, we didn't get access. So we're depressed, we're in a recession, and so on and so forth. So what you're doing right now, people got to understand there is only one way to get your money straight. Actually, there are two. Either you're going to become a public figure and make a whole lot of money, but just because you make money don't mean you're going to keep it. Because everybody knows about Andre Walker, the NBA player. I mean, Antoine Walker, the NBA player, and he talks about this openly. But he had a $112 million contract, and he was in the NBA 3 years, and he was bankrupt 2 years after that because he didn't understand the money game. He paid $55 million in taxes. The president wouldn't have paid $55 million in taxes, not on
Yeah,
110 million.
he'd have paid 750. He the goat when it comes to taxes. I have a question.
Exactly.
Somebody said they have a lot of student loan and a lot of debt. Should they file for bankruptcy?
I think that what they should do is go to buildwealthwithremy.com and get a consultation, or take the class, How to Bounce Back from Bankruptcy. So here's the deal about bankruptcy. Bankruptcy is a tool created by wealthy people to preserve wealth. Wealthy people will say, okay, my cash flow is going to be down to $500 million, $500,000, it's gonna decrease in the next 6 months. So we're gonna file bankruptcy. We're gonna reorganize. We're gonna start the service in another entity's name. We're gonna create a new company. And what they do is they keep their wealth going. Black people, we have been taught that bankruptcy is embarrassing. Bankruptcy is the worst thing you could do. Bankruptcy, no. So by the time we get to the bankruptcy court, broke was 52 stages ago. We lost everything. So what I say to people is, if you're going to file bankruptcy, make that decision early. One of my very best friends from childhood, our fathers used to run the streets together. We was in kindergarten together. She passed, but she filed bankruptcy in 2008. She called me. She said, Lynn, I cannot pay my bills. Now, her credit scores was almost 800. She said, I can't pay my bills. And I had her call the attorney, looked at everything. She filed bankruptcy, never made a late payment. And her credit scores went up to over 800. Why? Because she no longer had any debt and she never made a late payment. So bankruptcy does not make your credit bad. It's everything that leads to the bankruptcy, the judgments, the foreclosures. And if somebody come and repossess your car, this is what people don't understand. Let's say they repossess your car. They still want the money. And if you don't pay, they're going to get a judgment, and then they're going to garnish your check. But you don't have the car. So if you couldn't afford the car when you had it, you definitely can't afford it when they came and got it, and now they still want the money anyway. So to avoid a foreclosure, to avoid a bankruptcy, to avoid a garnishment, to avoid people coming to take your stuff, bankruptcy is an option. And if you file bankruptcy, and let's say you owe $10,000 on your car, but it's only worth $5,000. If you file bankruptcy, you can qualify for a 722 redemption, and they will take your balance down to what the amount is and decrease your payment. So it's all about getting an education. So I say, if you think that you are really in a bad situation, you want to consider bankruptcy, but you cannot discharge your student loans. You can't discharge your student loans, but you can avoid your student loans too, because student loans can be rehabilitated.
I'm shiny, sorry.
Oh, it's all good. Let me tell you. Wait a minute. Let me do my stuff too while you doing good.
so, okay, I'm coming right now. So I have a question. Hold on. Matter of fact, let me look at my question. Let me see what questions I have. Hold on. Let me see. Oh my gosh, I can't even say. I'm gonna see. I'm trying to ask a question that somebody had that's like actually good. Why? That's a dumb question. I mean, they say no such thing as a dumb question, but that was just dumb. So somebody said, I would like to know about budgets for startup business without funding.
Okay, so I tell everybody to live by the 10, 10, 30, 50. Every time you get paid, this is how you should split up your money. The first 10% you tithe. Now, I tithe to my church. You might want to tithe to your a cause. You might want to tie it to the Remy Ma Foundation. I believe that if you give, then you put yourself in position to receive. And when I started tithing, I was broke as all get out. I had a big fat corporate check, but my check stopped up here. My bills kept going all the way down. And I realized I was broke whether I tithed or not. So I started tithing so at least I could have God on my broke side when I prayed. So the first 10% you tithe, the next 10% you save. Not just for a rainy day, you want to save for a come up. When the stock market crashed, that was a great time to buy some good stocks, not any volatile, crazy stocks, and then watch your money grow. The way to make your money grow, the only way to make your money actually grow. Now, you got a couple of ways to make money. You can go keep making money, but then if money start working for itself, then you will have generational wealth, and money will work harder for you than you could ever work for it. So we got a class, how to invest in the stock market. So you can do that at buildwealthremy.com. The next 30% is cash. I tell people carry cash. Because it will stop you from having a spending addiction, which is what you have when you go to the grocery store for toothpaste and walk out with $179.47 worth of stuff you don't need, talking about it was on sale, and it wasn't on sale for you. So the first time,
it's just so hard to walk out of Target with one thing.
Yeah, but see, if you go in Target, if you go in there with $5, leave your other stuff in the car, and don't even get a shopping cart. If all you went in there for was toothpaste, what you get a shopping cart for? You was lying when you walked in there. Then you start putting stuff in your shopping cart. And you have to have discipline. So this was me. Like literally, I was at the grocery store. I had $100. That's all I could afford. When I got to the cash register, I had like $200 and some worth of stuff. If I had a credit card, debit card, or a check, I would have spent that money. But all I had was $100 cash. So I literally had to. So you have to start training.
And that's
yourself.
That's another thing Black people are embarrassed about. When you at the register and you gotta put stuff back. You gotta put it back.
That's it.
I've done that before. Like I have a habit. Well, let me rephrase that. I had a habit of I don't ask how much something costs. I just like, I want that. I want the pink one, I want the red one, I want the black one, and I want the white one. And then I get to the register and I'm like, what? Because in my mind, I'm like, it can't cost no more than X, Y, and Z. And then you go to the register and they tell you some crazy number and you like, in your head, you like, what? But on the outside, I'm Remy Ma. So now I got to buy all 40s. Now I'm in the car pissed. I'm happy because I love it. But I'm like, yo, this is ridiculous. There's no reason why a shirt should cost that much money. But now, please, I'll be like, wait, how much is that? Put that back. You can sit there. You can go tell. First of all, you're a clerk in the store, so I know you don't got more money than me. Well, let me say, I'm assuming you don't. Go tell your other broke friends how Remy Ma put back 3 shirts that was $7,500 each and only bought one.